Hi, my name is Andrea Long, and this is my response for New York Times assignment number 2. For this assignment, I read the article How Exercise Can Calm Anxiety by Gretchen Reynolds. It was about mice that were exposed to an exercise wheel in their cage for 6 weeks, and they could run on it whenever they wanted. And then another group of mice did not have an exercise wheel, and so they mostly remained inactive in their cage. After this 6 weeks, the researchers at Princeton University compared the brain activity of both groups of mice, specifically looking at the birth of new neurons and what types of neurons there were. In the active mice, these neurons were both new, as in volatile, and fired very rapidly and caused a lot of stress and anxiety, but there were also calming neurons, which released a neurotransmitter that reduced stress and anxiety. The inactive mice mostly only had the volatile neurons, which caused a lot of stress. So the purpose of this article was to explain how exercise can affect the neural activity in the mice and how that specifically relates to their anxiety levels and why exercise has a calming effect. The author conveys really well the research done, and specifically what the neurons do and how the neurotransmitters they produce affect behavior and anxiety and stress and all those kinds of things in the mice. What I learned from the article was that there are a lot of factors that play into it, including that exercise does create both those types of neurons instead of just the one, and that the mice are very prone to anxiety. Of course, they're mice, and that when they put the mice in an ice bath, not to kill them or anything, but to see how their stress levels would react, and the mice that were able to exercise and had all those calming neurons were able to calm down a lot more quickly after they were taken out of the ice bath, while the sedentary mice did not calm down. And I thought that was really interesting because anxiety is reduced by exercise. I would research this article more probably at Princeton University's research department, because that's where the experiment was done, and so they would have the most in-depth information about it. I would expect to find more information about the types of neurons, the differences between them, why some are born to create more stress and anxiety, and why some are born to release stress-reducing neurotransmitters. I would like to learn more about the difference between those and why they differentiate at birth of the neuron. It relates to this class by explaining how different types of neurons can affect behavior, in that some neurons can increase anxiety and stress because they fire too rapidly and respond too quickly to certain stimuli, while others can create a calming effect based on which neurotransmitter they release, and how exercise specifically creates these new neurons, and that these neurons translate into certain types of behavior. That's the article I did for this assignment, and I hope you find it as interesting as I did.